Eddie, 5v5. It came about at a press conference. Sorry, you had to shake hands immediately on it. What was that moment like when it was put on?
His Excellency just kind of spotted the interest and the reaction of me and Frank coming together for the first time, and it was the next press conference where he just went. And I'm also delighted to announce that Eddie and Frank will be facing off against each other in a 5v5. And we were like, shake on it, you know. And what's developed since has been incredibly exciting. You know, I think everyone's talking about the rivalry, the history, but I'm actually really quite enthralled by the team concept as well. Double points for the captain. You know, the fact that you're going to have that graphic rolling all night, points tally, and who's going to win at the end of the night. So amazing for boxing that you're getting 5 world-class fights, pure pick and fights. That's the reality. You can have a slight favourite and so forth, but you know, I just think it's a big moment in time for the sport, and you know, I feel good. I feel very excited by my job at the moment. In all honesty, like sometimes any job can get you down. Sometimes you think, fuck. And a lot of that, although over the years I've battled away against Frank and come through the other side, it is incredibly taxing and draining sometimes. Just be going back and forwards with someone. And if it's taught me anything, it's taught me that life can be better when we all get along. Do you know what I mean? So if me and Frank can do it, anyone can do it.
Just going back though, there has been a rivalry a long time, even before you were involved in boxing.
Yeah.
Can you just give us some memories of what phone calls you may have heard your dad on, swearing maybe about Mr. Warren?
My life, growing up as a kid, my dad was away a lot, as I'm away from my kids a lot. You know, that it just sort of comes with the territory. But when he was at home, I wouldn't really leave his side because you just want to be with your dad, don't you? So that included playing sport whenever we could, but also included sitting in the study with him, waiting for him to come off the phone. And those arguments would be with Don King and Bob Arum and Frank Warren, and you know, I saw. I'll be honest, like Frank Warren was the enemy in our household. Like, it wasn't something that we talked about every night. It was just we knew that it was my dad, it was Frank Warren. They didn't get on, and they were, you know, socially they would always have the respect. And my dad always said to me, like, you like Frank's company. We just don't do business together. You know what I mean? And that kind of was embedded in me. And when I got into boxing, I never really looked at him as like, oh yeah, I've got to really like stick one on Frank Warren. But obviously, my mentality is the same as my dad's. And to be fair, the same as Frank Warren, which is we just want to win. And we want to be the best. And anyone that's in our way, we're going to fucking steamroll them. And I went in with that kind of aggression. And you know, I think over the years, as I sort of got the respect of my dad as an operator, he probably quite enjoyed sitting back and watching me going out, yeah, my boy's, you know, he's the man, and you know, and that made me proud as well. So I think a lot of it when I started off was probably a bit of immaturity, you know, and a lot of it was trying to break the mould. Don't forget, it's very similar to what Frank Warren did all those years ago. He came into the sport and overturned the old guard. It's kind of what I did. I had to ride the wave of the pressure and the criticism and the legal letters and like, you know, all that kind of stuff that tries to break it, you know. And there were times where I did things and I said, fuck, what am I doing in this game? I don't need this in my life.
Yeah.
But also it appealed to me, and the excitement of taking on, you know, Frank was something that was driving me at the same time.
Was there any particular moments with your dad you heard him talking about him?
Around the Ben Eubank fight too, that was a big moment of rivalry. He had Ben, Don King was brought into the mix, they kind of powered up with each other, and you know, I think that they was, you know, it was, like I said, it wasn't like a every night thing, a conversation around dinner, but we just knew they didn't get along. Yeah.
Did you ever see a day coming like this where you would be?
I'd resign myself to the fact we were never going to work together. Well, we've had 15 years, I've never spoken to you. I'm not going to pick up the phone and go, all right, Frank, I've been thinking about it, why don't we just all get along? His Excellency brought us together, and he brought us together because of opportunities for our companies and our fighters. But the relationship has genuinely blossomed to one of looking at, you know, multiple opportunities for each other.
What did your dad say about on Saturday night?
You have to win. He phoned me last night. First thing he said,